my intention is not to make critiques. I am not ever in any of my videos saying that I know better or that I would do something different because I wasn't there in those videos. And that's one thing in aviation that you cannot do is say like, is backseat drive or, you know, what is it called? Armchair quarterback, and be like, well, you should have did this. Yeah, but you weren't there and you have no idea what, you know, what the situation was or whatever. You can't, if you weren't there making those decisions, being under the pressure that that person was under, you can't judge. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I posted a blanket statement on Reddit on a couple Reddit threads, and this is what it was. I'm a 300-hour Blackhawk driver trying to build hours and grow as an aviator. I started to make aviation videos with the intent of learning more and getting involved in the aviation community. Please check out the channel and give me feedback, recommendations on videos. Thanks. Posted that on Aviation, 3,000 views. Nobody responded, so that kind of sucked. Our helicopters. So this was some advice that I think some of the more adviceful things. Somehow I expect to see Blackhawk content, not a bunch of picture-in-picture pilot react videos. Not sure why I had that preconceived notion. Yeah, maybe I should change the channel name or something. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I'll take the L for that one. I think he's pretty correct in that. This second guy. So this guy is pretty much the bulk of what I've been thinking about the past couple days. He said, I think people would rather have unique organic material made by a very new Blackhawk pilot and their experiences in 2025, perhaps insight into training, new systems, etc. Yeah, I agree. I would like to do more videos on that. We are not authorized to fly with GoPro, as far as I know. And I've asked a couple people. I have not seen the, whatever it's called, the memorandum that says that we can't. But everybody's telling me that we can, so I've kind of just taken it for face value. I'll look into it more. I also haven't had time to really, set aside GoPro and all that stuff and figure out how to record over the ICS. But once I do that and I get the go-ahead, I will do that. That's something that I would like to do, and just for myself, have some really cool, NOE. We have a really cool mountain training area where we fly around the mountains and we're going really close to the ground pretty fast. So that would be sick to do some, I don't know, cycle climb to push over brakes, to do some decelerating, descending turns, and to do some really cool maneuvers into small LZs. That would be dope. I would like to do that. However, I have to get permission to do that, and I have to make sure everybody's cool with it. And then also, the part of that is do I have enough battery to do the whole flight? I just got to do more logistics on it. But I will do that if I am able to do that. That's something that I would like to start doing. Not many people want to hear critiques and reactions from a 300-hour pilot when there are more qualified people than that. There are always more qualified people than you. There's always going to be... Oh my god, my dog got sprayed by a skunk, and now every time she hears a small little thing outside, she thinks the skunk is coming back to get her. So she stopped barking. Anyways, there are always more people that are going to be more qualified than me. How many of those more qualified people are making videos and willing to put themselves on the internet? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying that they're not out there, but I'm just trying to fill a void that I saw, at least, and give somebody some content that maybe wants to fly Blackhawks. That's it. Or you think Blackhawks are cool. Am I saying that I'm qualified enough to do anything? No. I'm qualified enough to fly a Blackhawk because I have a commercial license that allows me to fly a Blackhawk. That's pretty much it. And if you want to watch this channel 2 years from now, I'm sure I'll be, more qualified. Am I going to ever be the most qualified? Probably not. And this kind of makes me think, I'm going to tell you a quick story. I work in an ER, and I saw this lady that works for the high school that I went to. She is a registered nurse for the kids there. And we were talking about high school and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I went to that school, blah, blah, blah. And I was telling her that some of the teachers there asked me to be a mentor for the kids. And I would come in and just listen to them and give them advice or whatever on what they wanted to do. Now, she told me, you shouldn't do that because you don't have enough experience. That lady has no idea who I am, or she doesn't, know me from anybody. So she has this preconceived notion that I am not, I have nothing to offer the kids, which is kind of disheartening because, in her opinion, what she was telling me is that she would rather those kids have no mentor than have a junior or a younger guy trying to help them. And that's essentially what reminds me of this is you would rather there just be no content than there be content from a newer guy. Which, in your opinion, sure, maybe you're more qualified than me, but I don't think that your hour level should dictate whether or not you make YouTube videos. It probably should dictate whether or not you fly as a PC or a PI. It probably means that you should, go get your instrument rating to fly instruments. Like, that stuff makes sense. But as far as like being on the ground and sitting in front of a camera and giving your opinion, I don't know if you're ever too under or overqualified to give your opinion. And I just want to make it clear, my intention is not to make critiques. I am not ever in any of my videos saying that I know better or that I would do something different because I wasn't there in those videos. And that's one thing in aviation that you cannot do is say like, is backseat drive or, what is it called? Armchair quarterback, and be like, well, you should have did this. Yeah, but you weren't there and you have no idea what the situation was or whatever. You can't, if you weren't there making those decisions, being under the pressure that person was under, you can't judge them on their, whatever. And that's FAA responsibility or whatever. Like, unless you were just grossly negligent, then whatever. But yeah, so I don't know. I've been thinking about this comment a lot, though. Yes, I would like making organic material. Can I? Not right now. So I need to figure out if I can, and if I can, I need to figure out the time and like the logistics and how to do that. But I would love to. I would love to make organic material and insights into training. Some of the training I can't do. I can't video it. Some of the training, we just can't talk about. We can't say yes or no on, or just can't acknowledge it. So it is what it is. On the stuff that is able to be out and about and in the public, I would love to do that. I just have to figure out what's what and go from there. So yeah, thank you for your comment. This guy just said driver. He doesn't mean it literally. It's just a phrase some pilots use when they talk about what they fly. Yeah, I say I'm a Black Hawk driver. Other guys say they're Chinook drivers, whatever. It is kind of fun though. So this one is more of the ha-has post. This is a Roblox page. So anyway, I posted it in here. I'm a Black Hawk pilot, whatever. Check out the channel. This is a video game sub champ. Congratulations on your achievement, though. And I did a reaction to one of my buddies going through flight school, and that's probably what he's talking about. And then this other guy below him said, leave it up to a LARPer Gravy Seals gamer to be condescending to an actual chopper pilot. The only problem with that is chopper pilot. I don't ever say that. I've never heard of any other aviation guys call themselves chopper pilots, but I think that's like a Vietnam thing. I don't know. But whatever, yeah, it is kind of funny. It is funny to see these people just get like super like pitted just from posting on their subreddit. This guy's like, I'm not consenting, whatever. He's like, yeah, you are consenting. And then he's like, English isn't my first language, blah, 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 whatever. I'm not condescending. And then, yeah, they just go through it and have this little argument, which is pretty funny. I think you're going to be kind of bored with it, but pretty much this guy was like, you're kind of being weird, whatever. And then there's a bunch of comments saying, you might have put this in the wrong subreddit. Yeah, I looked at the subreddit before I posted it, guys. Like, I did my pre-flight before I flew, so I went on there and I just thought like, hey, it'd be kind of funny if I get some like super weird reactions to this. Like, yeah, I can read, bro. I promise I can read. And I knew that this was a video game before I posted it, but whatever. And you never know. I play video games. I mean, I like video games. I like to play, I don't know. What do I like to play? I like to play Rocket League. I guess I've never driven a car for soccer before, but I do like, I don't know. I used to like Call of Duty, and what's the other one? I used to like it better. You can blow up buildings and stuff. Battlefield. I used to like Battlefield a lot. So whatever, you know, I like to play Battlefield video games, and I also like to shoot guns. So I thought maybe there'd be some correlation, but I pretty much knew that this was going to happen. That they were just going to be like, "Bro, what are you doing?" And then yeah, bro, this is a video game, not an actual Blackhawk subreddit. And this other guy, check out the subreddit is before posting it. Our helicopters might have been the one you're looking for. I did post on our helicopters before I posted on this one, so just told him, hey, I kind of did this for the responses. So that was kind of funny. It was a little haha, laugh. It made me giggle. I posted it on our army too, and nobody commented, which was great. And then, one person commented and said Blackhawk driver, and then the other guy said yeah, or no, I said yeah. So, all right, so that's subreddit. The takeaway here is, I think, just the lesson that everyone can learn is don't let other people's opinions stop you. I do let it stop me when it comes to senior aviators in my company. So I guess I am kind of a hypocrite when it comes to that. But like this dude, I don't know him, and he thinks that I shouldn't be reacting to videos because I'm a 300-hour pilot. Well, to somebody with 0 hours, it might be worth it. So whatever, I'm kind of thinking though, I guess the takeaway from this guy is organic material made by a new pilot and their experiences. Yeah, I would like to do that. And insight into training and systems, I can give you some of that potentially, but I also have to clear it through the proper channels and make sure that nobody freaks out on me for doing that. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching the video. I don't know how well this one's going to do. Probably not really well at all. There was really only one comment that was worth like actually dissecting, but whatever, So we'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, have a good week, have a good year. I'll holler at you in the next one.